guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm doing a Burning Man look today, and I'm starting off with my eyebrows and then my eyes, and then I'll move on to the rest of my face. So to get started with my brows, I'm using these two pencils as always and my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in chocolate. You've all seen me do this a million times, so I'm just going to zip right through it, but I love getting a nice squared off look at the beginning of the brow, and you get that by using a lighter coloured powder and a flat brush. So you want an ombre soft look. Now to prime my eyelids, I'm using the Soft Ochre Paint Pot. This is going to keep my eyeshadows in place all day, all night without them creasing or going oily. And to set my base, I'm taking this colour here from the STILA Eyes of the Window palette with a massive brush and just popping that all over my mobile lid. And now it's time to start my smoky eye using a black gel eyeliner. I'm creating a nice line above my lash line with a bullet brush and just smoking and smudging that out. Going straight over the top of that with the black shade and a flat brush, and I'm just packing that straight on top. As you can see, this makes it super dark by having a black gel liner underneath it, and it just makes it really pigmented. Going straight in with our second colour here, and we are placing that straight over the top of the black. It is a traditional smoky eye, so we're working from the darkest up to the lightest towards the brow. We want to fuse the black into this brown kind of colour, and these are all matte eyeshadows as well, so it's a nice classic matte dark smoky eye, which I love. I'm using my MAC 217 to really fuse these two colours together. You don't want to take this brown any higher than the crease of your eye, otherwise it's going to look like you've been punched in the eye. So try and keep it as low as possible while still making sure it's nice and blended. And for the third eyeshadow, I'm using this matte taupe kind of colour, and I'm placing it directly over the top of the brown. So it's going black, brown, and then taupe, and you want them to fade perfectly into one another. We will go back into the other eyeshadows again, but for now we just want to kind of map out the colours and just make sure that it's nice and blended. Now I'm going back into the coffee colour again because I really want to amp up that middle colour and make sure that it's perfectly blended into the taupe and into the black. Now that that's done, I'm taking a clean makeup wipe and I'm sharpening up the edge, making sure that no shadow fell any lower than the corner of where my eye finishes. Okay, so now that our eye is tidied up, I wanted to take a little bit more of the taupe shade and take the eye a little bit higher. Just remember, it's very hard to take away and it's always easier to add more, so just add it bit by bit. For primer, I'm using the Napoleon Brightening Primer. I love this stuff. If you watch my favorites video, you would have seen how obsessed I am. So I'm just popping that onto the skin to make sure my foundation stays when you are going to a festival and places where you're going to have your makeup on for a long time. Girl, a primer is a must. For foundation, we want a long wear foundation, but I'm in between colours, so I'm mixing these two. And I bought this brush at Hair Expo by Vegan Vogue. Clearly it's vegan. How weird does it look? So I'm giving it a go. I'm realising that it does give a lot of coverage. I did find the best technique the best technique for this brush is circular motions. Don't try and drag it down like doing strips. Try and keep it attached to the skin and just do circular motions, if that makes sense. I actually kind of love it. I am pretty obsessed with it. I've really only used it once or twice, so first impressions, but yeah, very happy with it. Now it's time to hydrate our under eyes. Being in the middle of the desert, you are going to be dry as a motherfucker. So make sure you apply an eye cream before you pop on your concealer. And for concealer, I'm using my other favorite that I mentioned in my favorites video, the Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eyes. I love this stuff. The coverage is insane. It seriously makes me look like I've had 12 hours sleep. I die for this concealer. And as always, I'm setting it with my Mercier Secret Translucent Brightening Powder. And let me tell you, it is not cute if you do not put foundation over your ears and down the corner under your jaw, so make sure you do that. Now I'm setting my face. You can use any powder, but my favorite is the Napoleon Camera Finish. It sets everything, it covers, it conceals, and it just holds everything in place all day, every day. Now it's time for me to warm up my face. Some people like to use a shimmer bronzer, but my personal favorite is a matte bronzer. I love this Napoleon one because it doesn't go patchy. You can put as much on as you want and it just looks so damn good. I wouldn't recommend putting a shimmery bronzer all over your face like how I'm doing it here. With this one, it's best just to go over your cheeks, over your temples and your forehead. It just makes you look really healthy and it makes your foundation look even better. I die. So now we're going to contour with this Tarte bronzer. I like this one because it is a bit of a cool undertone. When you are contouring, you do want to select a color that does have a cool undertone because that way then it mimics the actual shape and the angles of your face. So we are putting this in the same areas where we bronzed, but we are being a little bit more precise. Using a smaller brush is going to mimic angles and more structure. And now I'm taking this blush from the same palette and applying it to the apples of my cheeks just by smiling and picking up the chunkiest part of my cheek and blending it out to my contour. I feel like I need quite a bit of blush because I don't have a lot of dimension in my cheeks. So now it's time to finish our eyes. We're going underneath the eyes with the taupe shade, just blending it left to right, side to side, and then doing the exact same with the brown. And sometimes I do things in a really weird order. I decided to do highlight next. I'm using MAC Soft and Gentle, and I feel like if you spray your brush with your Fix Plus, it makes it really glowy and like a wet look, and I just love that. I mean, it's all about that glow, making sure you put it up where the light hits your cheek, so the highest point of your cheekbone. Then I like to put it just above my brow because the light always catches you just above your brow, and down the bridge of your nose. I keep switching from face to eyes. Now I'm using my black gel eyeliner and I'm lining the inner rim at the bottom of the eye. This makes your eyes look more dramatic, and I really like this because it's water resistant, and I like to blend it out into the eyeshadow that I just put on as well before it dries. If you don't do it quickly, you won't be able to do it. You'll miss your opportunity. You can see the difference. I love eyeliner on the inner rim. It does close up the eyes, but I love that effect. Now I'm putting a little bit of it on top of the eye. This isn't a must. This is more just so when I pop my false lashes on, they blend perfectly. That was such a mouthful. Now I'm using my Dior Show Mascara. I love this stuff because I feel like it really lengthens and separates my lashes. And I realized I didn't tightline, and that is an absolute must when you're doing a really dark smoky eye because you don't want to see any white bits of skin amongst a black smoky eye. I'm just prepping my eyelashes now so they go nice and tacky. I've used these once or 10 times before. Making sure I've got no lip balm or anything on. I want a nice smooth base for my lip liner, so I just get my foundation brush. Now I'm going in with MAC Oak lip liner. This wasn't really working for me. I just wasn't feeling the color. It wasn't pigmented enough, and I was just like, not gonna happen. So now I'm going in with MAC Spice, and this is way closer to what I was picturing. Sometimes that happens. You just gotta roll with the punches. So I'm using this to heavily line the outside corners of my lips and overline them as per usual. And for lipstick, I'm going in with MAC Polished Up. It's a really nice brown. I'm all about that 90s look. And now the lashes are tacky, so I place the middle and I line that up, and then I do the outside, and then I do the inside. Once they're sitting there, I grab my tweezers and I just squeeze them with my natural lashes. I always go back into my eyebrows. I just, you know, sometimes a girl just needs a little more brow in her life. So I'm using the Essence Stylist kit with a sharp flat brush because I find that after I've got my eyes and my lips and my cheeks on, I just need a little more brow. And now for something fun and out of the ordinary, I'm using the Napoleon Yang, which is the white gel eyeliner. As I said, it's water resistant, so it's perfecto for this kind of thing. Doing crazy and fun designs. You don't even have to do, you know, the tribal marks that I'm doing right here. You could use a gold one and you can draw gold leaves on your cheeks, or you could do swirly patterns, or you could do like teardrops or stars or whatever you like. You can do glitter on your face. Have fun. Do something completely different. I wanted to do these tribal marks because I just feel so badass. You do you, boo. There's probably a lot of people going to Burning Man and a lot of other festivals who don't wear makeup, and that is completely fine. You're there to have a good time. But me, if I was going, I would do something like this because I like being creative and having fun with my makeup. But if you don't wear makeup to Burning Man, that's more than okay. And I'm just adding some to my inner tear ducts as well to really make them pop. taking a small amount of my highlighter and putting it straight over the top of my inner corners. And the very last step is to set everything with my MAC Fix Plus because I want it to stay all day long. And that brings me to the end of this week's video. I love you guys so much and I'll see you next week. Bye!